Gilbert Arenas. He has his own podcast. Gil's Arena airs live 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. Three-time NBA All-Star, and he joins us on the program. Gilbert, thanks for joining us. Do you want to talk Bucks or you want to talk Miami Heat first?
It doesn't matter. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so explain to me Jimmy Butler. When somebody gets into, and you've been in this world before, you get into the zone, but how could the Bucks, with three great defenders in Drew Holiday, Giannis, and Brook Lopez, not stop or contain Jimmy Butler in a must-win situation?
Because in his realm, it's only one defender, and that's Drew Holiday, which Drew Holiday is too small for Jimmy Butler. The other two defenders are meaningless to his position. They're great at defending the basket and defending big men, but Jimmy Butler's a guard. He's a big guard. So Giannis and Lopez are meaningless to what Jimmy does. So they have to just wait till he gets to the basket for them to be a factor on defense, which he's not. He's pulling up mid-range. He's taller. So with someone like him, you have to put on a longer defender to keep him from shooting jumpers and push him to those big defenders.
Explain to me the last play there for the Bucks, that if I would have said the Bucks season comes down to Grayson Allen with the ball as the final play of their season. I mean, Butler picked him up, he passed it to Chris Middleton, and then Grayson Allen didn't even get a shot off. They had a timeout, and they didn't even take that, Gilbert.
Yeah, that reminds me of the J.R. Smith rebound, right? You don't know, you didn't think that you were going to get the ball, and you just end up getting it, and then from there you just blanked out. I don't think Grayson knew the time. Right there, he's just trying to space the floor. So he just got caught in no man's land and didn't realize to check the clock or call a timeout.
But Chris Middleton's got to take the shot.
Yeah, it's something like that is more of just a team awareness thing, right? If you didn't see like the play was developing, just, that's where your coach is supposed to call a timeout, or the star player who's paying attention. But that comes with leadership or just knowing your surroundings in that game.
I don't know if you heard Giannis after the game. He was asked, is this a failure? And he said no. Can we, Marv, why don't you play that for Gilbert? So you'll hear the question, then you'll hear Giannis's response.
Do you view this season as a failure?
Oh, my God. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Do you get a promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success. Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure? That's what you're telling me? No, I'm asking you a question. Yes or no? Okay, exactly. So why you asking me that question? It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports.
What do you make of that, Gilbert?
I understand the question, and Giannis, they're both right in what they're trying to say. Is it a failure? Yes, in sports, it's a failure because you are the number one seed. During regular season, your number one seed into the playoffs and losing to the 8th seed is a letdown. It is failing for what you're supposed to have been doing this year. So yes, it's a failure, but in Giannis' explanation for just the general thought of sports, no, it's not a failure because you get better every year. And yeah, I get it. But
did Jordan fail those other 9 years he didn't win a title?
Well, when Jordan was in a position to win championships, he didn't actually fail. the other years, his team wasn't good enough to win championships, right? So, if we're talking about if the 96 Bulls lost, yes, that would have been a failure.
Yeah.
Golden State 73 win, that was a failure. because you are clearly the best team in basketball and you didn't make it out of the first round. But Giannis' explanation, yeah, he's technically right also. So it's one of those, is depending on the narrative we want to run with, it depends on who's right.
Yeah, I think Giannis's definition of failure is different than most athletes because of where he's come from, what he's achieved. He grew up in a different type of world, and he may not look at this as life or death. But if LeBron, could you imagine if LeBron bowed out and they were the number one seed? And you asked the question, was this a failure?
Mm-hmm.
How would LeBron answer that?
He probably would have accepted it on the chin.
And would he have said it was a failure?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I do too.
Just like Dirk, when Dirk lost to the We Believe team, he didn't even want the MVP trophy because it is a letdown. But you can see it on Giannis's face that he knows that, this was a failure. But, he can't accept that for the rest of the city. Like, we have to build, we have to keep going. We can't win them all. And, it was a way of expressing his frustration. You can see it.
Talking to Gilbert Arenas, 3-time NBA All-Star, and you can listen to his podcast, part of the Underdog Content Network, available on YouTube, the iHeartRadio app, and everywhere podcasts are heard. In your prime, how would you deal with Dylan Brooks if he was chirping at you like he's been chirping at LeBron?
The same way any star player that has the ultra green light. Anytime you can get him isolated on an island by himself, you're going to make sure he's, engaged. You're going to try your best to make sure that is a rough night for him.
But you don't want to play differently, though. He was trying to get LeBron to play differently and say, I don't respect you unless you put 40. Now, you're a scorer. That's different. Your job is to put 40 on him.
Yeah, that is my job, to make sure he gets that. But you're still under the team scheme because it is a chess match, and he's losing it to LeBron because LeBron is not possessing that. All right, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm gonna win this game and then talk trash to you while you're sitting home since we are the lower seed.
Yeah, but this is the mature Gilbert Arenas. If you're 26 and Dylan Brooks is doing this to you, what happens?
Oh, I'm trying to score 50. No, that's listen, we tried the same thing with LeBron when he was younger, and he gave us every possible number he can possibly give us. I would just make him shoot. Oh, okay. And he's just attacking the whole time. I will make him pass. 12 assists, 30-something points still. So we've poked that bear, and we didn't like the way he growled back.
The Lakers can look really good, and then they can look really average. And last night, AD had a great game. LeBron didn't, and now you go back home, and even though you're up 3-2, this is a must-win situation. How do the Lakers can be frustrating because you think they got it right, and then they don't get it right.
It's weird, right? It's just when you're looking at the rest of the superstars, Jimmy Butler carrying a team, even Giannis when he was healthy playing in the series, Embiid, you have Booker over there just dominating, and then you have the Lakers, and you're like every other game, like our superstars are like taking days off. No one is like they're not willing this series, and that's what scares me. But I've seen LeBron, and I know when it's go time, he goes. So I'm not worrying about tonight's game, tomorrow's game. I'm not worried about the next game because I know LeBron is going to show up. So that's all I need. That's all the Lakers need. We just need LeBron to show up, and it's not going back to Memphis. LeBron is going to handle business at home.
And then you see Steph Curry last night. There are times when Steph just, I don't know why he needs to remind us, but he does remind us of just how incredible he is.
He's just one. I remember when 2014-15 season, I remember calling ex-teammate LaRon Prophet. And I said, man, listen, I shot a lot. how many shots is he shooting? This is ridiculous. This was then. Like I seen the greatness in the style he was shooting. I was like, how many shots is this man shooting a day? Because I shot a lot, and I don't think my shot was like that. His creativity, his style, his thought process, his knack for hitting tough shots is just unreal. It's unreal. You can be a shooter, but a shooter that has the concept of every shot I take is a great shot, knowing spacing, knowing time, knowing the spots on the floor, knowing the angles is just something that there's not a lot of shooters that had that. Him and Clay both possess the same thing.
Okay, but Steph can get his shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Clay usually needs help, but how is it we haven't found that Steph? You know, remember Jordan? Gerald Wilkins was the Jordan stopper. I don't know if anybody's been designated as a Steph stopper. Why not?
When it comes to, you know, it's like having the Reggie to Chris Mullin, but with Kyrie dribbling. So now he can take you off the dribble, and now he only needs this much of space. So when you add all of it together, it's like giving Jordan Larry Bird's jump shooting, right? It's just a whole different player. You don't expect this type of player to have all these tangibles. And Steph off the dribble with the ball, when he get rid of the ball, he's a danger. So he's mastered every element of shooting to help him get open.
What do you do if you're the Clippers with Kawhi?
I'll try to trade him and get something for him.
But why do I want him if you don't want him?
Because there's always a dumb buyer.
That used to be the Knicks, Gilbert, but they're getting smarter.
It might be the Knicks. You never know.
But if a game is on the line, a must-win series, he's still in the conversation when he's able to play of guys that you would take, that he can win a big series for you.
No, when he's playing, he's greatness. He knows how to score. He knows how to play. He knows how to will himself on a game and on a series. But you know, when you're talking about a season and giving yourself a chance to win a championship, you can't rely on him playing enough games to put you in that position. And then when you get in that position, is his body going to hold up?
Yeah, I know. But he won't be there for the season. 60 games over under. And now you got Paul George. I mean, when they play, they're great. I thought if they both played in the series against the Suns, I would have taken the Clippers.
I wouldn't have, because it's the Clippers. You know, it's just the Clippers. It's like, I guess in New York, it's like the Jets or something. They find ways to lose. But you know, right now, if I'm Bomber, I'm gonna see if someone is willing to give me some pieces for him.
Gosh.
If he pans out and becomes what we thought he was gonna be, then that's just one of those things I just regret later on. But as of right now, it hasn't panned out for us. And while his value's still a little hot, maybe we can, you know, try to will and deal.
Did you ever engage with celebrities courtside during games?
No. Not that I can remember. Not that I can remember. I mean, Jack Nicholson, you know, Jack a little bit. And Spike Lee, you know, your chirp just a little bit. Nothing serious though.
But were you aware of who was courtside?
Yes. Like, you know, during breaks or like in the layup line, you'll see who's there.
But like, you know, what if there's an actress who's there? Or there's, you know, like Jay-Z's courtside. You're not interested?
No, because they're there to see me. And, you know, no different than when I'm going to a concert to see them. Their job is to perform. So,
okay.
When they're coming to that arena, my job is to show them why they're here.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's one of those. Instead of trying to be a fan, like, oh my God, it's Jay-Z. Like, yo, they bought a ticket to come see you, so you have to be on.
Did you ever have any celebrities with the Wizards?
We had, Barack Obama.
Okay.
We had like singers like Maya. I can't.
Not a
it's so
long guest
ago.
list there, Gilbert.
But it's the Dave Chappelle, Martin Lawrence. So we had a lot of
Oh,
celebrities come in.
Chappelle would go.
Huh?
Chappelle would go watch you play.
Yeah. Chappelle would go.
Okay. I like that. They're buying a ticket to see me play.
Yeah.
Hey, great to talk to you again, as always. Thanks for making time.
Thank you for having me.
That's Gilbert Arenas, 3-time NBA All-Star with the Wizards, and he has a podcast, Gil's Arena, and it's available on Underdog Content Network and available on YouTube, iHeartRadio app, and everywhere podcasts are heard.